Lots of people travel to the big station at the end of the line. Engines from the other railways sometimes pull their trains. These engines stay the night and go home the following morning. One evening, Gordon was talking to one of these engines.
When I was young, he said, I remember going to London, he continued. Do you remember the place? The station's called King's Cross. King's Cross? He snorted. London's Euston, everybody knows that.
Then Duck pulled up with some flatbreads.
Rubbish, said Duck. London's Paddington. I'd know because I used to work there.
The engines argued till they went to sleep, and they were still arguing when the other engine went away.
Gordon snorted crossly. Silly thing, he grumbled. I have no patience for such engines. Duck was still annoyed with Gordon. Silly yourself, he said. London's Paddington. Paddington, you hear?
Then James arrived. Stop arguing, he huffed. You make me tired. You can both agree about something anyway. Gordon and Duck were puzzled. What's that? They said in unison. London's not Euston, laughed James. Now be quiet. Gordon rolled away, still grumbling.
I'm sure it's King's Cross. I'll go and prove it.
However, that was easier said than done. London lay beyond Vickerstone Station. Gordon had to stop here. And another engine then took his train onward. As he puffed along, he thought of a plan.
If I didn't stop, I could go to London.
One day he ran right through the station. He tried all sorts of tricks, but it was no good. His driver stopped him every time. At last Gordon gave up.
Oh dear, he thought sadly, I'll never get there.
One day he pulled the express to the station as usual. His firemen uncoupled the coaches, and he ran onto the siding out of the way until it was time for him to go home. The coaches waited and waited at the platform, but the engine didn't come. The station master ran across and spoke to Gordon's driver. The inspector's on the platform, he said. He wants to see you. A few minutes later, Gordon's driver came back looking excited. The fireman was curious.
Hello, he said. Well, what's happened?
Gordon's driver chuckled. The engine for the express turned over when it was coming out of the yard. Nothing else can come in or out. They want us to take the train to London. I said we would if Sir Topham Hatt agreed. They telephoned, and he said we could do it. The fireman was delighted. That's fine. We'll show them what Sir Topham Hatt's engines can do, he said, and started to shovel extra lumps of coal into Gordon's firebox. Gordon was over the moon.
Come on, then,
Gordon said. Let's go. He rolled quickly over the crossings and backed onto his train. It was only a few minutes before the guard blew his whistle, but Gordon thought it was ages.
Come on, he puffed to his coaches. Come on, come on, come on, come on.
Gordon found that London was a long way away.
Never mind, he said. I like a nice long run to stretch my wheels.
But all the same, he was glad when London came into sight. Sir Topham Hatt came into his office the next morning. He looked at the letters on his desk. One had a London post stamp.
I wonder how Gordon's getting on, he thought.
Just then the station master knocked and came in. He looked excited. Excuse me, sir, have you seen the news? Sir Topham Hatt looked at him.
No, not yet. Why?
The station master handed him the Sodor newspaper. Just look at this, sir. Sir Topham Hatt took the newspaper and then he gasped.
Goodness gracious me, there's Gordon! Headlines, too.
Sir Topham Hatt read on absorbed. Gordon returned the next day. Sir Topham Hatt spoke to his driver and fireman.
I see you had a good welcome in London, he smiled kindly.
We certainly did, sir, said Gordon's driver. We signed autographs till our arms ached, and Gordon had his photograph taken from so many directions at once, he didn't know which way to look. Sir Topham Hatt chuckled.
Good. I expect he enjoyed himself, didn't you, Gordon?
No, sir,
I didn't.
Sir Topham Hatt was surprised.
Why ever not?
He asked.
London's all wrong, sir. They've changed it. It isn't King's Cross anymore, it's St. Pancras.